Hey everyone, stick with the Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. Tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here right now, say what up. I know that I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. Due to the high winds, I was chasing down basically my recycling down the street and trying to put it back into the bin before my neighbors start getting all upset around here. So I was chasing garbage this morning. Micah, Jeff, Ramsey, Faiz, Hank, Ramsey, Christopher, Blue, how we doing? Good morning. If you could do me the favor, hit the like button. We have Jose, Danny, Patel, what's going on, Chris? Man, so we have the S&P's down 7, Dow's down 76, NASDAQ down 20, so relatively flat. They were down, Dow was down like 300 points last night. S&P's were down roughly. We did have a 100-point swing on the S&P. They went up to 2820 and down to the lows of 2720, just under that, like 2717 area. And it was pretty flat. I was kind of wondering if I should put a position on MES, but then I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick to my discipline. I'm not going to swing trade. I'm going to relax. I'm going to day trade because last week the swing trades are what cost me. The day trades I did relatively well on. I did pretty well on day trades last week, but swing trades are what got me in trouble. So I'm gonna refrain from the swing trading, even though it looked really decent and obviously it worked out because I didn't trade it right. Lucas, Carmine, how we doing? Hank, we got Bank of America. We're gonna cover some of the banks here. So that being said, we have the. I'm thinking that the S&P's probably going to want to retest like the 2800 up in here. 2800, 2820 area would be my target if we're looking at SPY. If we're looking at SPY, probably like the 280, 281, 282 area up in here, probably a retest. But what's interesting to me, I'll pull up ES just so we can. What's interesting to me is we're going to be pushing, like I said, I think that we're going to try to push this 50-day moving average. I think we need to retest 273 first. I thought the retest was going to come last night, honestly. I thought we were going to wake up to a little bit of bloody red and then we were going to recover like throughout the day, but that didn't happen. So I was saying on Friday, I do think that the target, right now it's at 277. The target, I think, probably like between 288 and 290 area on SPY, just like right in here. See kind of what happens in here. So I'm going to be playing low and slow until that happens. Army Joe. So oil, OPEC made a deal over the weekend. U.S., Russia, Saudi Arabia, they're going to cut 9.7? I have it right over here. Hold on, let me get it. 9.7 million barrels per day. However, I don't think the cut is coming till like June. So oil has come down quite a bit. Let me show you right in here. So oil ripped up to like 24, almost 25, like 24.75. Came back down to 22, ramped back up to like 24 and a half. And has been on the decline ever since. However, it's been settling down here at like 23. USO, this was up. Oil last night when I did my video, oil was up 5%. USO right now, it's down to 488. So, what I think is going to happen with oil is, oil's going to be probably relatively low until we start consuming it again. You know what I mean? Like, just because they stop production doesn't mean that we're gonna start consuming oil. So I think that stopping production is one thing, or lowering production, and then also us consuming it again. It appears that we're going to be, we don't know for sure, but it appears that the government is leaning towards maybe us going back to work, or the economy starting to reopen back in May. And I don't know what that looks like. They don't know what it looks like. Does it mean that we're going to be reopening in phases. Are certain type of workers going to go to work before others? We don't know. However, if you are going to trade USO, like I'm probably going to trade some USO, but it's going to be, I'm going to try to get into like the May or the June, maybe even July. Maybe even July. I might even buy some July calls in here, relatively cheap July calls right now, 90 cents for the $5 strike. Or maybe I'll sell some. Maybe I'll sell some puts because, but we'll see. We'll see. Oil is going to go back up, but when is the question. So I think the timing. We know that oil consumption is going to go up. We know that they're going to stop producing. They're going to lower production. We know that we're going to start using oil again. In the planes, trains, everything. But the question is how long is it going to take? And I don't think it's going to be a quick process. I mean, you might even, if you want to, even go out to like, October timeframe. I mean, like the October $5 strikes are only like, let's say 90 cents. You could buy, that's pretty cheap, for USO if you're looking to do that. Like these are for October are 90 cents, and then for June they're 70 cents. So you can buy yourself another 120 days by paying like 20 cents, 30 cents more per contract, So October actually might be a good deal, So yeah, like I said, I don't think things are going to go back to the way they were like we're going to consume. I don't know if they're going to allow, yo, Billy, what's going on? If you're just joining, say what up. I don't know if they're going to allow like concerts and games and stadiums to be filled. I don't, and the thing is, summertime, if no one else is here from Chicago, summertime Chicago is it. Like it's everything, all the festivals, Lollapalooza, football games, Wrigleyville, baseball games. This is when like Chicago, like springtime, summertime, this is when Chicago comes to life, where people spend a ton of money. And honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know for a fact for me, and I'm pretty in general, I'm pretty laid back person, but to this I've been extremely careful because of those around me, right? So I don't even feel comfortable right now, or even like let's say next month I let people out in the open. I don't even feel comfortable going downtown shopping, and that's stuff that we would do regularly. Like with my family, we would go downtown, we would go hang out, we would go to restaurants, we would go shopping, we would go to the parks, we would kind of hang out. And now it's like, I don't know what it looks like, but this summer is going to be trash. It's going to be trash. But there's going to be a lot of restaurants. You're going to be, the restaurants that were hanging on by a thread when the economy was booming. Those restaurants, they're not going to make it, man. They're not going to make it. A lot of people are going to be unemployed. I feel real bad for people that are in the restaurant industry, retail. There's going to be a lot of retail stores that are going to say, hey, I don't even feel like opening up. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, we'll just use the coronavirus as an excuse and GTFO. Sorry, guys. And then move on with their golden parachute, New York says curve is flattening and peeps just jump all outside. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's what you want to do. I think for the whole 2020, and I think that unless there's a vaccine, people are not going to want to go too crazy. Like, I'm trying to think of, okay, do I want, normally like throughout the year I travel a bit, we go out with the family, we go to different places. There's different places we like to go to, and even now it's like I don't even know if I want to go anywhere, and I really want to go somewhere, but in terms of what I want and what I'm willing to sacrifice, I definitely think I will stay home. Yo, Boris, what's going on? We got two Billies up in here. Completely agree. I think we will see another uptick because of this. So yeah, I mean, like, I think that it's gonna be dangerous. That let's say May. I think we're Illinois. We have a shelter in place till April 30th, I think, and so we got roughly, we're coming up on 2.5 weeks here. It depends on what they say. I highly doubt, because our governor is, I would say, one of the most aggressive governors in the United States. He's kind of leading the forefront and shutting us all down and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know. But whatever happens, I just hope people stay safe, and, we can get through this. Retail sales expected this week on Wednesday. Also, we're going to have another, obviously, Thursday weekly jobless claims. Probably going to be terrible on Thursday, so just be mindful. Just be mindful of that. Now, going into earnings, we're going to have, we don't really know if all these earnings are confirmed right now. There's going to be a lot of companies going to be moving things around in terms of their earnings. Some people are going to push back, and I think it's going to be interesting how earnings plays out, because if a company changes their earnings date, let's say for instance Microsoft is expected for the 22nd, and let's say they push it back to the 29th. Right now, the 29th option pricing is not pricing in earnings. The week of the 22nd is right here, this week right here, 22nd. So if for some reason, and this is going to happen a lot, Microsoft says, hey, we're going to move to the 29th, and you bought options ahead of earnings to play kind of like a pre-earnings run-up or whatever you want to play. Who knows what you want to play. But let's say you're trading earnings. This earnings season is going to be pretty hard, because, if they move the earnings to, let's say, the 29th or a different date or even further than that, these options are immediately going to get crushed, and then the week that they're going to be moving to will be benefited. Those options are right now underpriced and going to be moving up. I'm just using Microsoft as an example. I don't know if Microsoft's going to change the date or whatever, but just letting you know, earnings are going to be a little tricky unless you know for sure that day is going to happen. Then just be mindful that this earnings season is going to be a little bit tricky with things that are reporting. So we have right in here, we got JP Morgan on Tuesday, Johnson & Johnson, Wells Fargo. Banks are kicking off earnings this week. We have Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, PNC, Citi, BlackRock. So it's going to be interesting. Yo, what's going on? Gunther, how you doing? I'm bearish this week. How we looking? Right now it's looking relatively flat, John. But if we look at JP Morgan, I thought the chart for JP Morgan was pretty interesting, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. I want to see if we kind of push this 110 area up in here, because I would definitely like to maybe sell some calls up in here, because I do think that it could retrace down to like the 95, 90 area, depending on what happens. I mean, sure, maybe the banks will fly through the roof and go up to 130, but I'm thinking not. So I'm thinking for myself this week, kind of playing low and slow, selling some spreads, just trying to take it easy, because last week I did lose 1,500, most of that coming from swing trades. So day trades, I'm just going to try to get in, get out, and then try to sell. If I do swing trade, it's not going to be naked options, they will be spreads. Kind of protect yourself in this. The market has shifted, so that way your trading strategy has to shift as well. Up in here, Jesse. Yeah, but Bank of America, I mean, their chart looks the exact same as JP Morgan, minus the, forget the price. People think, forget the price. Look at the chart. Chart is the exact same setup. Same with Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. I mean, I just changed 3 tickers, and you see that the chart has not changed. Has not changed at all. So Goldman Sachs, I haven't traded Goldman Sachs in a while. It's actually my favorite bank to trade. I've traded it for many, many years. I haven't traded it recently. I haven't even traded it in 2020. When was the last time I traded? I think it was like fall or summer of 2019. But yo, Rohan, what's going on? If you're just joining, say what up. Do me the favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Double bottoms breaking out. Yeah, I mean, there looks like to be a breakout here, but I feel like it is fueled. I mean, the whole market, if we even look at SPY, it's fueled. I mean, I do think that we went down way too fast. There was a lot of panic, and now I think that it was trying to settle in. I think that we're gonna probably trade in a range between like 230, 270 for a while, maybe even 280. We'll see what happens. Unless we get some data that comes back really really good, but I think we're gonna be struggling here for the next year because let's say we all go back to work, it's just not all gonna go back together like that. Humpty Dumpty fell, and there's pieces shattered all over the place. So how are we gonna put it all back together? I don't know, but the good news is I do think that even though there's times of uncertainty, we don't know what's going to happen. This creates a lot of opportunity for options traders, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. What do I think about the Saudi Arabia CCL news? They got money. They're making moves, man. They're making moves. They got money to burn. It's interesting they picked Carnival out of all of them, but I think. And that's what I've been saying for Joe. That's what I've been saying for a while is that in this there's going to be a lot of opportunity with these lower valuations that foreign companies are going to come in and start swooping up commercial real estate, other companies. So just be mindful of that. A lot of people are buying Saudi Arabia, China. They're buying American assets. They're buying, and I don't even know, is Carnival even American? Like, where are they? I follow zero of the cruise lines because I've had zero interest in them. Oops, I don't want to go there. I want to go to. Okay, they're stationed in Florida. But yeah, I don't know. I never saw. I know a lot of people like cruises. I honestly never saw the appeal, but this is definitely descending. Let's go to a 15-year. Yeah, last time it was this price was 2008 area, 2007, and it bounced up. This is the 2008 2007 area, and it bounced back up to the 40s. So if you want to play a little bit, $12 a share. I'm talking about for like a longer term hold, because even if you look at this, this bounced back relatively quick. It went from 14 up to 25, back down to 16. It took a while to get back. This is years. Keep that in mind. This is not months. This is years. This is a full year. In a full year, it went from, it opened up at 25, closed at 34. Then the next year opened at 34, closed at 38, or closed at 46. So just keep in mind, if you want to invest and that's what you want to do, down here is probably pretty favorable. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to the cruise lines. I don't know what's going to happen to travel, because 2008 was way different than now. 2008 we didn't have a pandemic. We just had America failed as in general. But don't worry. The Fed was there to save us. Even though we failed, we pushed through. With the big breakout, Microsoft, Apple barely moved. Yeah, they're at the top of their ranges. If you look at, Apple relatively rich. Apple is still. It's just at. We were this price November 2019, and we were looking at this big push on all the stocks. But the reason why you'll see Apple and Microsoft is because they're cash rich and they can withstand. They also pay a dividend. So what would you rather be invested in, Twitter or Apple for the long term right now? And people are picking Apple, and that's why it's a relatively safe stock. Now, I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen to their numbers. We don't know what's going to happen to their earnings. We don't know what's going to happen to their iPhone sales. There's a lot to be determined. But right now, companies, and I've been saying this for a while, people are going to move to cash rich. This is why we find like profits are important, actually, just not valuations. Look at what happened to WeWork. They're valued at $8 billion. They're pulling the rug on it. But Apple, they make profits. They stack their cash into a giant foreign vault, and they're ready to play. Microsoft, same thing. Make money, stack cash. They're going to survive this. So if let's say we get a really big crash. I mean, like a really big crash. I mean, we cut deck down, spies down to like 180 or something like that. Microsoft gets cut in half. People are going to go to Apple and Microsoft and stocks that have longevity, a lot of cash, a lot of profits, and that's what they're going to do. I mean, that's what I would do, and that's probably what I'm going to do. If we can get some more downward moves, like if Microsoft came back down to 100 or so, or even like let's say it went down to 90, I mean that would be relatively good. I mean, not for Microsoft, but it would be looking good for entries, and people would start to entry. I mean, Apple's not going anywhere either. If we look at the 2-year here, we were lower on the trade war when the trade war hit 142. Recovered, So I don't know what it's going to take down Microsoft and Apple, but they're cash rich and they make money. So I would be careful, like shorting them. I mean, I've been shorting them, making some money, but you got to be careful. Buy 100 stocks and trade options off it, right? So yeah, if you want, like, let's say you wanted to trade CCL, Carnival, and you wanted to sell options against that, like say you wanted to buy stock and hold it and sell calls, you can do that. You could buy 100 shares and sell calls against it, sure. So you could do a cover call. So a lot of people, I think that through this sell off, a lot of companies are going to be purged. I mean, look what happened to LK. A lot of companies that were fraudulent, a lot of firms, prop firms that were fraudulent. Kind of like if you look at back to the Bernie Madoff days, like they're going to be exposed in this, and these are the times that they're exposed when they can't cover, when Peter can no longer pay Paul to cover the costs because no investments are coming in. This is where they get stuck, And looking at LK, kind of interesting, kind of worried that how many other Chinese companies that are reporting fraudulent numbers like that, you know what I mean? Like how many? I mean, what's going on? And we know that, in terms of the coronavirus numbers, China was underreporting. I mean, like, what can we trust? Like when investing in, like, let's say Alibaba, Baidu, IQ, LK, people thought LK was a good company. It wasn't a good company. And people are even asking me like, hey, it's down 80%. Should I invest? I'm like, it doesn't matter if they're what kind of company they are, Chinese, American, whatever. If potential fraud is involved, you do not want to invest in that company until that book is closed. And look what happened. Now they're delisted. Now they're going to get sued and hopefully get some settlement money. I don't know how that works if they're in China. So hopefully LK comes back in 2 weeks. My gamble 233 institutions also hold some. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad. Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson also reports earnings on Tuesday, which is going to be pretty interesting. As you guys know, they make. Let's see here. I mean, they make money. Let's see here. Johnson. They make everything. Let's see if we can get a chart here. So I mean, they make. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but look it up. They basically make everything. I mean, Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson has earnings pre-market Tuesday as well. Might be interesting. I mean, a lot of people are buying, consumer staples. A lot of people are buying, shampoo. I mean, everything that Johnson & Johnson makes, people are buying right now in Walmart and Target. So it's going to be really interesting how it's happening. They're also working on a vaccine for coronavirus as well. So it'll be interesting. I mean, looks relatively healthy. I mean, they pull back super hard. I mean, they literally went from 135 down to 109. Now this stock is having what you would call a V-shaped recovery. So this one looks pretty interesting for earnings if you're looking at it. IV on the weekly is relatively low, only at 61%. So I think that the earnings are being underpriced. Honestly, which makes me kind of nervous about selling premium during earnings. Any opinion on W Day? Want to short that puppy again? It's been a while since I looked at Workday. Yeah, I mean these charts look the same. I mean it's been pretty. Wow, that was super flat on Thursday there. You know, I would say if it tries to push up to 150 and gets rejected, I would try to short that thing. Why not sell the bull spread? Yeah, I mean, you could. I'm just saying the risk is that if you think it's going to go up, but it's earnings, so it's a gamble. So yeah, you could sell a put spread. Sure, you could sell a call spread. Call spread's bearish. Put spread is bullish, obviously, but the same risk it applies. If let's say if let's say you're bullish on, let's say, Johnson and Johnson, and the report turns out to be not so good, underpriced move, you're gonna get screwed. You know. I mean, this earnings is gonna be crazy, guys. Yo, good morning, Aaron. We're just joining. Say what up. So, IQ, Jay Cush, IQ. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch this. I mean, it's downtrending pretty hard. What is it up this morning? It's at 1725. Trying to push. If it tries to push up to 18, probably looks really dangerous. Yo, Tan, how you doing? Yaspel, how we doing? Ohio open rest stops for food trucks. For food trucks to set up? Like what? For truckers? That's crazy. That is crazy. Works. Yeah, I don't generally trade penny stocks, but I mean it looks like it's leveling out here on the twos for sure. What is it up? 635, 995, yeah. Pretty crazy. I don't know anything about the company. Carl, OGEN. Yeah, same thing. Penny stock. Yeah, I mean I don't generally trade penny stocks, and it doesn't have any options or anything. I mainly just trade options. Yo, Trevor, what's going on? AMC. Now that is a stock that I've been thinking about. However, it's so low right now that we kind of missed it. You know what I mean? Like AMC was struggling before this whole thing happened. I mean, last year within the last year it hit a high of 17. It's just been downtrending since last year, and now It's not looking good for AMC. I mean, they may not make it out, man. Like I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I don't think I would buy it. I think it's because, I mean, entertainment and when you enjoy a movie like this, unless they take some sort of major precautions, and any major precautions are going to cost them money, All right, market just opened up here. So let's see what we got here. SPY down 90 cents. S&Ps are down 10. Dow's down 95. Relatively flat open. NASDAQ down 28. Kind of just chilling. Seeing what they're going to do. Disney's dipping down a little bit. Let's see what Apple's doing here. We're going to give back some gains from Thursday. What are we doing? What are we doing? Apple, what is it getting stopped out here at 270 area? Let's see. Is there any news on Tesla? I know that Tesla got downgraded today. Probably why. It does the reverse of what it's supposed to do. It got downgraded today. Downgraded from like 750 down to 500. Tesla's wild, man. Tesla is wild. But I don't know. I lost $1,000 on Tesla last week, so I'm probably gonna relax. We're gonna relax. Not trade Tesla. Get it off my screen. Why'd you make me do that, Daniel? Yo, Nate, what's going on? Brooklyn, how we doing? Fed just bought HYG. Yeah, I did see that, Hank, on Thursday after close, HYG. I mean, and also, if you guys don't know, Fed is also buying junk bonds. So, Cheers. Let's see here. Let's see what the banks are doing, because I'm going to be looking at. I might be looking at an earnings play, selling some premium on J.P. Morgan. Everything's kind of in a holding period right now, and I think if we look at SPY here, let me look. You know, we've been experiencing a little bit of lower volume, just under 200 million on the daily for SPY. At the height of this, we were hitting like 400, 350 area. Now we're just under 200. So volume has definitely decreased. It's not as low as what we normally are, because normally we're around like 100 million, and right now we're double that. But it's interesting. You know, I feel like they squeezed out a lot of sellers, and now everyone is just waiting to see what happens, you know? Can't wait to play earnings if the price is right. Exactly. If the price is right, we're gonna see if we can get it. Nate, ABT. Looks like SPY's dropping a little bit now. It's down to 276. Yeah, so Abbott, they supposedly have earnings on Thursday before market open. Alta's getting shredded right now. I got a call spread on that one. But ABT, I mean, you want to be careful here. We're coming up to the top of the range on ABT. You know, had a crazy V-shaped recovery, so I don't know if it's going to push above this. Let's see. Man, volatility for earnings week is relatively low. Let's see here. Let's make sure. April 16th still. Yeah, volatility, implied volatility this week only 60%, only expecting a $4.80 move for the whole week. So they're only expecting it to go up to like 90 or come down to 82. I just feel like the options, the ones that we have looked into so far, are being underpriced. Texas is open for business, really? Let's look. Texas, Abbott to announce small business initiative. Texas disaster declaration extended by Governor Abbott in response to COVID-19. I don't know. It looks like they're extending the order. I don't know. I don't see how they're open. But it wouldn't be surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Texas tried to open back up and was like, you know what, we're just gonna do what we're gonna do. We're our own country. We're gonna show you now. No, but yeah, I mean, you gotta have respect for Texas. I mean, it's good. Resilient people. Oh man, we're dropping now. So SPY's down to 276. S&Ps are now down 23. Dow's down 242. Nasdaq down 29. So we're gonna see what sets it up. Most stocks right now are switching from, they were green, now they're switching to red a little bit. We got Apple still green. Apple's at 68, kind of holding. Wouldn't mind selling some premium in Apple. Waiting for data. Okay, so for Wednesday expiration on SPY, we're expecting a $9 move, and for Friday, we're expecting a $12 move on SPY by Friday. Which is kind of crazy because we moved basically almost $10 on Thursday. We dropped from the pre-market lows to the highs. VIX is up a couple points here. VIX gapped up from 41, and this is the reason why I sold most of my short positions on Friday. I mean, I do have some spread set up, but the reason why I sold most of my puts is because we hit, we were just falling. VIX was just dropping like a rock at close. So I just said I'm going to start over on Monday. Why is AMD so high? We talked about that quite a bit. It's because the chip stocks, AI, technology is in demand. Stocks like AMD, MU, Nvidia, those kind of stocks are going to be in demand. I definitely do like this chart to the upside. Like if I'm going to go long, it's going to be one of these stocks. Data centers, this is what data centers are full of. Amazon Web Services full of AMD computers, chips. Sweden never shut down. Yeah. I don't know about this whole shutdown versus not shutting down versus. I mean, I'm not an expert in the health field, but all I know is how it has impacted the financial markets, and so far, we're chilling. The one thing that I will say though, now that things are shut down, I think people are going to try to appreciate life a little bit more. And since being at home, a lot of people that work a lot of people that travel a lot for work got to sit down, hang out with their family. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people after this going to make career changes due to the amount of time that they set. Like now that they slow down, they're able to play with their kids, or able to watch their kids grow up. They're able to, spend more time with the family they love at home, and have fun, and people that travel a lot and people that are, some crazy spread action over here. People that are working all the time, they forget. You forget after you get in the habit of doing something, you keep doing it. So I think that people are going to have a lot of changes, and I think that it's gonna be for the better. People are going to start appreciating family that they've lost. Family time. It's important. Good luck today, staying on the sidelines this week, paper trading while building my account back up. Never give up. Let's do it, Aaron. Let's do it. INTC, Intel, Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, I think I like AMD's chart a little bit better, but I mean, this is pretty much the same thing. I'd like it to level out somewhere. It might be trying to find a base around 55. Do you think bank earnings set the overall earnings trend for the next few weeks? I think it's going to be really important. However, you can't really compare financial services to like the tech industry and that kind of thing. So it doesn't trickle. I don't feel like it trickles down into different sectors like that. But I mean, it's going to be interesting what their outlook is. Yeah, Apple's trying to run, Intel's trying to run. And just be mindful, with the Fed backing this, the buy the dippers are back. They're feeling confident because I mean a lot of these stocks, people are laughing because they're just like, all I had to do was buy the dip again and we made money, and that's the case. That's true for sure. But the question is, will they be able to hold on to those gains? That's the question. And SPY not looking here. I was hoping it would push up above like 282, 285. I really wanted it to push the 288, 290 area today, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm thinking maybe pull back down to the 260 area on SPY, Amazon, Carmine, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Whew. That's crazy. I mean, Amazon's doing well through all this. I mean, honestly, because the amount of stuff that I've ordered through Amazon has only increased, and thank God for the people that work at Amazon. Hopefully Amazon are able to keep their workers safe. That's the most important thing. If Amazon can keep their workers safe and keep delivering and keep things moving, I mean, it's gonna be amazing. for Amazon. I think for its future. I think this was the day that they were waiting for. That you don't need to go to a single store ever again. This is what I mean. Now, I get groceries delivered from Whole Foods that they deliver, Amazon Fresh. The only disadvantage Amazon has is like for rural areas, you don't really have all these. And even if you're not in a rural area, like I know some of the farther out Chicago suburbs, they don't really have all of the things, all the features that Amazon provides. But let's see what it do. Man, kind of want to short this. But I'm not going to. I think it's not good for quality food not having small businesses for grocery. Hank, we don't have in the Chicago area. We don't have small businesses for groceries in general. Like we don't have anybody. We have a couple, but they're not doing great. Netflix is running, man. This is really dropping. Netflix can run back up. I actually do want to put a call spread back up on here. I think I want to put a call spread back on Amazon, but I'm going to go small. For Netflix. Small call spread on Netflix. Netflix earnings. Netflix is supposed to be earnings on the 21st. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do a call spread. Because if they have earnings, Netflix has earnings on the 21st. We're going to be in a little trouble. It probably will run beforehand. I don't know if it's going to get killed or not. Yo, stop trading Zoom T5. Stop trading it. It doesn't make any sense, and it's not going to. In the stock market in general, it doesn't make any sense. There's better targets right now. I know everyone's trading Zoom, everyone's trading Tesla, but it's us versus herd, man. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, I do like Netflix. Let's see here. I think today's either gonna be. I think it's gonna. So far, it's a really slow-moving day. It's us versus Fed. I don't think anyone can go against the Fed ever because we definitely have very limited resources. We don't even have a 1% net worth. And then even if we did, the Fed could just outprint us. So the spread on Apple. I was looking at maybe sell a spread at like the 268, 270 area. I do like that, Daniel. I was looking at that as well, but I'm a little bit worried of entering a trade right now. Seeing what happens. We need to get them. The confidence back up a little bit here, and I'm looking like I don't want to get my face ripped off. Winning in my Ford puts. Yeah, GM, Ford. You're probably gonna be doing all right. However, this does look tasty up in here, but I don't know if I really want to short Netflix 1 week before earnings. Oh man, so I sold my I had a 106 put on Thursday. I sold for like 30% profit. It would have been up like 100% right now, I bet, on Disney. Let's see what that's going for right now. I had it for this week. 106 going for 570. What did I sell it for? Okay, well I sold it for 445. It's going for 570, so not that much better. Probably not worth the wait. These are up. Yeah, these are up. Disney's down $3 right now, and these are only up 40-30%. So be mindful when you're buying premium right now. This is adjusted, so just be mindful. Having a big leg down here, but options are pricing this in right. These are only up 40% right now. So let's say you did get a good entry, you're only going to be up 10 to 20% right now on this. So just be mindful. The Fed isn't buying HYG today. Let's see what I was looking into that, but I got scared off by that Fed. This would look nice to come down to the 78 area, Hank. The volume on these are relatively low. Open interest is extremely high, but volume is relatively low. Put volume is decent. If I buy the 80 puts, you buy the 80 puts. Bid and ask is kind of wide though, so I'm not feeling it. But I mean, the chart definitely looks good. I mean, it could work out. Let's see what Costco. Costco's moving on up. If Costco can come back up to the 310 area, I'd like to get short in there. For Costco. And looks like S&P is coming back down to support area over the overnight support around 240. So let's see what happens. Today I'm going in slow. I'm being careful. I'm gonna hit my targets, guys. We're gonna hit targets this week. You don't want to, the one thing that you don't want to have is giant swings in your P&L, and that's what was happening to me last week. I was going down red, I was going up to green, I was going down red. What you want is kind of like, if you go down a little bit, it's okay, but just try to go slower. Just try to go slower. The market is moving slower, so we need to go slower, and that's what I plan on doing right now. But I mean, I feel like this is going to be a good week. There's going to be a lot of opportunities with earnings, bank earnings, Johnson & Johnson. I mean, I think this week is going to be a great week. Also be able to switch out some of the tickers. I'm mostly going to be trading SPY in Apple, but I will be dipping into some spreads on some other stocks as well. So I mean, I think we're going to have a good week. A lot of opportunities. We went a boring roller coaster. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not like excited that I just want to place a bunch of trades and lose all my money, right? United Healthcare's got earnings this week too. UNH. So here is it. Yeah, United Healthcare. So they got earnings on Wednesday. So it's gonna be interesting. Waiting until tomorrow to put some trades on. Yeah, right now I'm seeing what the ranges are. Now that we've come back, S&P's has come back to the support area here. It started bouncing, so I want to see what happens right now in the S&Ps. What it's going to do. UNH shot up on that Bernie news. I think they could beat earnings. I do. I mean, it's still kind of in a downtrend, but I mean, I agree. This could really pop back up to like the 290 area pretty easily. It's hard to say. I mean, I got to look into it. Like, how do you price healthcare like this? How do you price insurance like this when a pandemic has hit? How do you price that in? Anybody have any ideas? How do you price in the pandemic? Because their costs are going to be going up probably pretty dramatically, I would assume. Do they offset that with higher premiums? Do they get money from the government? Or do they just take the hit because they're rich? So I think that's my question going into like UNH earnings is, yeah, who's going to be paying the bill? And the government said, and they said this during like the coronavirus task force briefings that, if you're getting tested for COVID-19 or hospitalized, you shouldn't have to foot the bill for that. But they didn't say anything about who's paying for it. They didn't say anything about that. So I don't know. So based on that information, I would probably short it for the short term. Long term, probably bullish, but short term, probably bearish based on that. But you can't. I mean, you can't. How do you know? you won't know until they do their earnings, right? So I think that's something that I think that's an interesting earnings that I don't think I'm going to trade, but I do think that I want to tune into what they're doing, maybe their conference call, and see like what is happening, and how they're combating the pandemic, how they're paying for it, who's paying for it. You know, if everything's free, is the government sending them some money? I don't know. I don't know. But what we do know with insurance companies is somebody's got to pay. Somebody's going to pay for it. That could be me. That could be you. That could be the government. The insurance companies, they're not going to just take the hit. They're not going to take the hit. You know that. I don't trust the test. Why I become the creator of the test says it's not effective. Study biology test is testing genetic. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have all the information, but at the same time, you know, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Yeah, I mean, let's say, I mean, and we with healthcare, we've known about this stuff for forever. With Obamacare, it's like, okay, lower income families don't pay anything or pay very little, and then middle class, higher class, you know, high class or whatever you want to call the middle class these days. They were saying there's no middle class anymore. I don't even know, but I mean, those people pay a lot, right? And it's like, because they make more money. Is it? Is it because they make more money? You think with more money, if people make more money, they would need less healthcare because they're able to buy better food, they're able to go to the gym, they're able to do things, they're able to exercise, they have time, they're not just working around the clock. So you know, in my opinion, people that have more money, insurance premiums should be cheaper because they have access to things that lower income people do not, that provide a healthier lifestyle. You know, those people, you know, higher income families probably less likely to smoke, less likely to eat McDonald's, fast food, you know. So why is that? I just don't, I don't know. And I think that's, you know, that's always like every election, the big debate is healthcare. Healthcare is broken. And that's what they always say. They always say healthcare is broken. And yes, it's broken because I don't think it can be fixed, you know. But yeah, we're chilling right now. Disney almost tapped 100 here, trying to pop back up. I don't think, as long as Disney shut down, I don't feel comfortable going long. You know, if it pops back up to 110, I would probably short it again. I mean, to be honest, but made some money on the way down here a little bit. Let's see what Apple's doing. Apple, okay, so it's chilling at 167. So S&Ps came down to overnight support, dropped down from 2780, dropped down to 2740. Now they're kind of holding here. So this is it. This is it right here. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Microsoft. What's Microsoft doing? Microsoft's selling off a little bit as well. Very slow though, which is good. SPY's trying to pop back up around here, 274. Yo, Corey, what's going on? If you're just joining, say what up. I definitely appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. We're trying to get up to 1K subscribers on this new channel. So I a couple months ago, if you guys don't know, I moved the live streams to its own channel. And again, it's been a long, hard grind. But we're almost up to, in a couple of months, we're almost to 1,000 subscribers here. So thank you guys. Seriously, thank you. But anyways, been streaming for almost an hour here. I'll be in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, it's our chat, basically our chat room. We hang out there. We post our wins. We post our losses. We cry together. We do a lot of things together. Link is in the description below. So definitely appreciate you guys. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.